we have to discuss the New England Patriots. We got two Patriot fans with us today, so this is going to be, I think, an in-depth discussion. The Patriots won 8 games in 2022, finishing third in the AFC East. Some of their key free agents this offseason are McCourty, who I believe is retiring, John Jones, Jacoby Myers, Miles Bryant, Nelson Aguilar, Isaiah Wynn, Jabril Peppers. They have a good amount. This year for them, we saw a couple of key holes in the offensive side of the ball. Let's start off with you, Justin. When you look at this offseason for New England, what are your biggest needs? And specifically, given you have the 14th pick in the draft, kind of like what you had in 2021, where should you guys be going with that first round pick?
So at first you mentioned some people that are current free agents. I'd love for us to retain a guy like John Jones. If that's not possible, then you have to retain Miles Bryant, just somebody that's familiar with the system, because we'll be out of that, out of that completely if all of them are gone. So I'd at least like to retain one of them. But I think our biggest offseason need is really just investing in our quarterback. And I've said that tirelessly through the season, how poor of a job that Bill Belichick and company had did to invest in their quarterback and help him catapult in his second season. Instead, they caused a massive regression, which has led to a lot of speculations on whether or not New England views him as the guy. Should they be trading him to Vegas for a first round pick? Should they be looking elsewhere? Is Bailey Zappi the guy? It led to a really, really bad season filled with terrible storylines that I hated. So first and foremost is go get yourself a dog. Go get yourself that guy on the outside where you can show your quarterback that, hey, we believe in you. We believe all we need to do is give you the right pieces. If you go out there and you really make a trade for DeAndre Hopkins, which seems to be the one that everybody is linking him towards, is they're linking him towards New England. I think that's a move that'll instantly spark up our offense. I would love to retain Jacoby Myers to be at second receiver with DeAndre Hopkins. That'll be great. Maybe draft somebody. So a lot of people, I forgot how to say his name, Jackson Smith.
Najigma.
Yeah,
Najigma.
Njigba. So at 14, and he's projected to go in the top 15. Matthew Judon is doing probably a great job as a GM from the side, trying to recruit so many people. But I would say first and foremost, you have to invest in that offense. You have to invest in those skill positions, something that Bill Belichick really doesn't do. So you go out there, you get yourself a Hopkins, maybe a guy like Jameer Gibbs falls to you too in the draft at some point. And next thing you know, your offense goes from bottom 10 to top 15, top 10 instantly with a couple moves like that. So in a perfect world, I would love to see Jameer Gibbs, DeAndre Hopkins, and us try and find a way to retain a Jacoby Myers. But we don't live in a perfect world, so we'll see where this one goes.
Yeah. Uh, First I want to, in terms of Jonathan Jones, I would like us to resign him, right? And I'm just reading a couple of not reports. Jonathan Jones literally said this about the free agency. It's hard to say no to New England, so there is a chance he'll be back. He's obviously not going to get what he could get in the open market because New England just doesn't pay people. Wink, wink, guys. When we were talking about Lamar Jackson, but Miles Bryant, please don't bring up his name again, Justin, and the New England Patriots. I don't want him on the team. He's not a he is in the akin to a Jalen Mills and a Nelson Aguilar, three guys who are on the Patriots that I don't think are New England Patriots players. They don't play the style that I have grown accustomed to watching New England Patriot players. They're not consistent. They get taken advantage of. They make too many errors. Common sense errors that I just are not good. That's not how New England Patriot players I've grown accustomed to, and neither have you. I know you've seen them. They make really bad plays a lot, and it's not good. Cornerback wise, listen, man. Well, we got the two young dudes. Are we going to forget Jack Jones and Marcus Jones, the two Joneses? We're good there. Yes, height again is an issue with those two guys, but both guys are playmakers. Marcus Jones on every phase of football, special teams, offense, and defense. This guy playmakes. I think we can bring back Jonathan Jones. If not, I would love if we can go trade. I think he might. I didn't look this up. He's either a free agent or he's on his last deal, and he might be a cut candidate. Stephon Gilmore. a reunion would be awesome because now we get that number one corner with the size, and we bring him back and he's familiar. Defensive line, I'd like, another pass rusher. We've got Judon Uche had a great season too. But
Dude,
I think
Wise, he's another stud you guys have in that front.
Wise is a good player. He's made a lot of strides over the years. Christian Barmore, I can't say enough about him. Him up the middle, he's kind of becoming that new. I don't want to put a lot of pressure on him, but Vince Wilfork of yesteryear. But a defensive lineman late in the draft, I could definitely see us taking one of those. O-line, we're pretty good, except for the tackles. We don't know what's going to happen with Trent Brown. We don't know if he's a cut candidate or what, if we keep him or not. But interior, we're good. David Andrews, we all believe in David Andrews. Where is this guy? I always say his name wrong. He's become a really good guard for us. Cole Strange had a pretty damn good season, even though a lot of people and remember
that's easier to say.
Yeah, much easier to say. Mr. Doctor Strange over here. I expected Cole Strange to honestly be a good player. I just thought it was a reach. Like I was like, oh, this is going to be like that Logan Mankins move where everybody said, oh, you reached for this guard that you could have gotten the second, third, but he ends up being a pretty damn good player. Logan Mankins, possible Hall of Fame type player, but Cole Strange a pretty damn good player in his rookie year. I just was like, why draft him so early when you could have got him in the second round? Double up on that. But he's become a good player. So left tackle and right tackle are positions of interest that we need to focus on. And receiver, I think we've been saying that since we're blue in the face, till we're blue in the face. We need a freaking receiver. We need a number one. So I want D-Hop. All right. I'm looking at. He's got no trade clause now because of his suspension that was stripped. I guess that's a thing. I had no idea that was a thing. So he was stripped of that
Voided,
no trade clause. Yeah, voided. So now he doesn't have a choice. But I just think that New England, if I'm New England, man, I'm throwing. What are you throwing? 2 seconds?
I'm not trading the 14th overall pick for a
No.
31-year-old receiver.
No. 2 seconds.
With a $30 million cap hit, I'd rather invest that 14th overall pick into a Jordan Addison or a Quentin Johnson at TCU if they're available. I'm not.
So you wouldn't give up 2 seconds for D-Hop?
I honestly don't think the price will even be that steep.
2 seconds? What do you think? 1 second or second?
I think one might be enough. Maybe a 2 and a 4. Something in that regards.
See, I'm not mad at that. I'll take that deal. I'll do 2 seconds. I have no problem doing. I'm not giving up that 14th overall pick. No, you're not touching that for anybody.
That's going to the tackle position probably.
Hopefully, yeah. Either tackle or wide receiver. There, that's what we need to go. Receiver or tackle in that 14th. And we got to speak on. Sorry, John. We got to speak on Bill O'Brien. Bill O'Brien is here. No more of the. Hey, Jesus, Mr. Pencil. And actually, I think he's on. He went to the Eagles, right? Did that get officially? Was that official? He's on the Eagles now. You guys saw that?
I didn't notice that.
No, it might not be official. I think there's rumors that he's talking with the Eagles. I don't know if I saw it was official. But regardless, he's gone. Joe Judge is still on the staff. I think we're all assuming he's probably going to be on special teams. But Bill O'Brien is a, godsend. So we got the offensive coordinator now who can handle the offense. Mac Jones is familiar with him. And like I said, tackles, receiver, maybe 1 or 2 defensive players in free agency or in the draft. Mix it in there. We're looking so good. I really like our chances if we get a good number 1 receiver. I would love to
mention Stephon Gilmore. Huh? I would love. You mentioned Stephon Gilmore bringing him home. That would be best case scenario. I would love that. Yeah. But also a guy like James Bradbury, I think would fit our system. He's a free agent this year. 6'1", would instantly be the tallest CB we have. I would like that too. That's not something I'd be mad at.
Yeah, I wanted to speak on. You said McCourty might retire. I mean, yeah, that's been the case for the last 4 years, which since Brady left, Devin McCourty's been in and out. So he might decide to come back. We don't know. We'd love to have him back because he's still a pretty good player. Jacoby Myers, I don't think there's been reports that he's not going to be able to get $15 million a year. They don't expect on the open market, maybe 12 to 13. I feel like that's fair. I'd be willing to give 12 to 13 million for Jacoby Myers. Maybe he gives a little, a couple $1 million a hometown discount for us. We get him for 9 or 10. That'd be nice. Maybe some incentives.
That's not
So I'd like
happening. With this receiver market, someone's going to offer him like 16 million a year, probably.
if they do, again, I'll say it like the Lamar Jackson situation. Fair game, fair game. Fine. I'm not willing to go kind of that high for Jacoby Myers. Jabril Peppers, I'd like to bring him back. I thought he had a good season. Obviously coming off the injury, I think torn ACL it was. I'd like to see him come back. I think he is a perfect Patriot player. So I'd love to bring him back. And yeah, I feel, dude, I'm feeling real confident about what do I say? The steps we're taking now. I feel like we're taking steps forward now. And I like that because before I felt like we were, walking backwards. Now, baby steps. It's all about baby steps. You got to crawl before you walk before you run
Yeah.
before you jump before you
Good
fly.
news is that the Patriots defense is ridiculous. The defensive front is elite. The quarterbacks are going to be good. You guys don't need Stephon Gilmore. Let's stop acting like Bill Belichick needs these
We're
receivers.
not saying we need them, but we would
What
like
you
them.
need
It's a
is an
luxury.
upgrade at the tackles. You don't need a luxury on defense. You need a luxury at tackle because last year your offensive line dropped from 4th to 15th in the NFL.
Yeah.
Trent Brown switching positions wasn't quite good enough. Isaiah Wynn struggled. You guys need to splurge all of that capital into the tackle positions and then a wide receiver number 1.
I do think that a lot of that, yes, the injuries, I do think a lot of that had more to do with Patricia being the offensive line coach.
And now you
And I
guys
think you're
hire
about to bring up, yeah, go ahead.
former Steelers offensive line coach that left in the middle of the season for Oregon and then left Oregon after 1 year to sign with the Patriots, and Adrian Clem. Now, as a
Tell me about
Steeler
him, John.
fan, I have nothing good to say about him because our
Oh.
offensive line was one of the worst in football, obviously. But we had no first-round picks in that offensive line, whereas you guys have multiple. So he should be much better in New England. Plus, I mean, he's already got a pretty good interior. I think Clem will be good for you guys if Patricia is... I don't know what to say about him, but the offensive line should get better if you invest a first rounder into that. And then at the wide receiver position, I would like to see a DJ Moore, a younger receiver, because a 30-year-old receiver, I'm not trained for one of those, knowing I'm not going to get that many years. DJ Moore is one of the names to me. Carolina probably wouldn't move him, but there's still a couple of other candidates out there in their 20s that may be more appealing to them long term.